Get ready to match the stars. Morey Amsterdam, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Loretta Swit, Richard Dawson, and Ruta Lee as we play the star-studded big money match game 73. And here's the host of match game 73, Rayburn.
Hello there. You say I'm extremely chic. Well, I think you're a lovely bunch, too. You're beautiful, every one of you. Everyone is a beauty.
Something wrong with your eyes, too?
Those are our celebrities.
Them are.
They're okay, and they're ready to have a go at it. Now I think you ought to greet our two players, Heather Browning and Grady Ham. The last time we were together, we had just started the game. We had given Heather her question, and she did not match any celebrities, and we were about to go to Grady's half of the round, and we will do that, Grady. But first, we've got to do this. Here it is. All right, let's go on now with match game 73 and finish this game we started last time out. Here we go with your assignment, Grady. Your half of this first round. Everyone participates, and this is it. Irving was half blank. Irving was half blank. Are you thinking about that?
Yes.
All right. I see you've all thought about it over there, and you're all set.
Morey broke himself
So
up.
we'll get Grady Ham's response now. Irving was half, what do you say?
He was
Grady?
half crocked.
Half crocked, he says.
Well, I'm pretty
Irving
close.
was half crocked.
I'm pretty close. I said he was half Scotch.
Half Scotch.
The other half ginger ale. So
I see. No match there. Half crocked is his answer. Brett, what's yours?
Well, I had a father who was in this condition a lot of the time. Stoned, half stoned.
Half stone and half crocked is a match. Charles?
When he married Mona, she was the ugliest girl in the whole place, and they said that he was half blind.
Half blind. Okay. All right.
That's all I can do is pull up my card.
Here we go. Well, the reason I hesitated there because blind drunk is a phrase, and I thought maybe that might match, but I guess they didn't want to match that.
Shut up and drink your
All right, here we go. Loretta?
Okay, how about half smashed?
Half smashed? Yeah, that ought to be a match. Okay, Richard?
He was half drunk.
All right, half drunk and crocked. You're doing very well with that, Grady. You're up to 3, and now here's Ruta Lee.
Da-da-da-da-da-da, crocked.
Another one, and natural match, and you're up to 4. So at the end of round 1, 4-0, favor of our current champ. And as we go to round 2, I remind our challenger, Heather, you must match 4 celebrities to stay in the game. Would you make a selection, please?
B, please.
B, please. Here we go. Kathy's hair is so long, it covers her blank. Excuse me. Would you stand up a minute, please? Turn around. Okay, just, all right, sit down. All right, Brett is the first one finished.
First time this week.
All right, we're all set over here. Kathy's hair is so long it covers her blank. Heather, what do you say?
Her bottom.
Her bottom. Okay. She said very demurely, covers her bottom. Wasn't that sweet? Okay. Her bottom is what she says.
I must have been looking at it from another angle. In that case, her hair could have been so long she could sit on it, right? Which comes in handy when you run out of chairs.
Right.
But I put down stomach.
Covers her stomach.
That's right.
Well, I suppose if you combed it forward and then, well,
Maybe
no, I
she
guess you
leans a
can't.
lot.
Yes. No, not a match there.
Coming or going?
All right, you've got a match 4, so let's go on now, Brett.
Well, now you see, I believe that bottom and behind, oh, wait a minute, let's turn it around, are the same thing, right?
Indeed they are. So you've got 1, 3
Bottom
to go, Heather.
and behind is the same, and also rear. And there's a note to see other cards if you want a couple other names.
All right, you've got two. You got two to go, Heather, to achieve a tie. Let's see what happens down here, Loretta.
Her hair was very long. It covered her body. It was Godiva, actually.
Oh, I see. All right, now you must match the two remaining celebrities, and let's see what happens.
Well, at the risk of making an ass out of myself,
Bottom. Bottom. All right. One to go. You've got to match Ruta to achieve the tie. Let's see it, Ruta.
Well, I thought of her riding the horse like Godiva, and I said covered her all.
That does not match, so Grady Ham is the winner. Congratulations, Grady. I'm sorry, Heather. You're a very pretty lady, and like Kathy, you do indeed have beautiful long hair, and we wish you the very best of luck. We've got a gift for you backstage. Thank you for playing Match Game 73. Heather Manning. All right. This is your second game. You've got $700 at this moment, and you're going to have a go at the big money here, up to $5,000 in the super match. You ready? Let's go. Right. We polled a recent studio audience, and we got their best response to this. Hot blank. Hot blank. Whatever. The answer given most often by the audience is worth $500 if you can match it. Next, $250. And the third most frequent response, $100. Okay, you are allowed to solicit 3 answers from 3 celebrities, one at a time.
Let's keep it going with the ladies. Brett?
Hot pants.
Hot pants is what she said.
As in, you know.
Yeah, hot pants,
We got
right.
you, Brett.
Okay, we got the idea.
Yes, Ruta.
Hot dog.
Hot dog. All right. One more.
And Loretta.
Hot shot.
Hot shot. S-H-O-T. Hot shot.
She doesn't know any better, folks.
So the celebrities have given you hot dog, hot pants, and hot shot. You can choose one of those or think up one of your own now. What would you like to do? We need an answer now.
Let's go with the dog.
Nothing personal.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure how he means that.
Hot dog is what he wants. Okay, we are looking for a hot dog, folks. May we see the $100 response? Hot pants. That's the first one. That's the one that Brett gave you. Okay, we're still looking for the hot dog. Here's the $250 response. Hot dog, you got it. All right. What do you think? He thinks. What do you think is under there?
Hot lips.
Hot lips. You think is under the $500 response? What do you think is under there? Hot lips. All right. May we see the $500 response? Hot water. We were all wrong, weren't we? Don't book any of these people for contestants, John. Okay, so you've got the $250. You now play for 10 times that amount, or $2,500. To get it, you've got to match one celebrity on a head-to-head basis. Time to choose a celebrity now. Whom do you choose?
Let's go with Ruta.
All right, Ruta, you get ready to write.
Oh, my
and,
goodness.
Grady, you face me.
So much.
Here is the $2,500 question, Ruta. Write your answer to this, if you please. Step blank.
Well.
Step blank. S-T-E-P blank. All right, put it in a little slot there if you would. She's finished. Now, Grady, we ask your response to that. How do you fill in that blank? Step blank.
Stepfather.
Stepfather. All right, Ruta, for $2,500, may we see your answer?
The wrong sex.
Stepmother. Oh, stepmother. You really both had the same idea. It's as near a miss, I guess, as we're ever going to get here on the head-to-head match. No, can't match that. All right, you're still our champ, and you're going to meet another player in a moment or so, but right now we've got to pause for this message, and we'll be right back. All right, let's meet a new player right now. Here is our new challenger. Let's say hello to Jill Volentine. Hello, Jill.
Hi.
You know Grady? Jill, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, if you please?
Yes, I'm a professional dancer. I have a wonderful family, and I'm nervous.
Really? A professional dancer nervous? May I have this dance? That ought to relax you. Well, you know, I find the thing I say all the time is if you get a little more oxygen in your bloodstream, it'll relax you. So take a deep breath. Well, you can't do that because it arouses my libido. So just stop breathing for a while, Jill, and we'll be all okay here. All right, nice to have you with us. You know how we play here?
Nice to be here,
You
yes.
and Grady will be answering questions, trying to match our 6 celebrities. The one who does that most often at the end of the second round will be the winner and has a chance to go on to the super match. Okay, Jill is the challenger. You make the first selection if you would, please.
I'll have A, please.
A, we ask you to do the selecting because some contestants find these questions harder than others. Some are harder than others. Here we go. The 102-year-old man said, "Boy, I'm getting so old, I can hardly blink anymore."
The acting was excellent.
I wish he'd get off this show and take it up as a career.
Do you understand the question, Jill? The 102-year-old man said, "Boy, I'm getting old, I can hardly blink anymore."
Yes.
All right. Are you creating a little old man there? What are you doing there? Okay.
Oh, winemaker.
I'm ready.
Yeah, the old
You're ready?
winemaker.
All right. Now we're all set. Jill, we call for your response now. I'm getting so old I can hardly blink anymore.
Well, if he's 100 years old, I'd say walk.
Hardly walk anymore?
Yes.
Okay. Walk is her answer. Morey, what's yours?
Well, people seem to be living longer nowadays. I said he could hardly play polo anymore.
Why did you say that?
Well, I interviewed a man once, 105. I said, "What do you have to say to the world?" He said, "If I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself."
I see. Okay. Brett, may we have your response?
Well, walk is already you're ahead of the game, but you don't have to walk to make love.
Making love, that's right. Okay.
Well, in honor of Jill, I said dance.
To dance
She was
anymore.
a dancer.
Right. Okay, no match there. Loretta?
Well, at 102, he couldn't flirt anymore.
Couldn't flirt anymore. All right. Richard Dawson. Walk is her
Well, I
answer.
thought the old codger would say he couldn't love anymore.
Couldn't make love anymore.
Me and you, Dickie.
Yes. What do you say, Ruta?
I agree,
Kiss me.
Dickie.
Oh.
They're all unimportant if you can't make love.
Okay. So, Jill, you didn't score with that. Let's see how Grady does with his half of this round. Everyone plays. Eva couldn't get much sleep because the man upstairs was a blank. Eva couldn't get much sleep because the man upstairs was a blank.
Oh.
Morey, what are you doing?
Come along, Morey.
You're
Drawing a picture of the fellow.
Oh, I see. Okay, they're all fizzed. Now, Grady, the man upstairs was a
Musician.
musician. All right, now, Morey, what took you so long?
It all depends what kind of a musician. I said a trombone player.
A trombone player.
Practices
Sorry?
a lot.
Well, musician does not match trombone player.
Oh,
because...
trombone players are musicians. You're going to start a whole thing if you don't agree.
Well, he could be a trumpet player. Now, here's the way it goes, folks. His musician could have been a trumpet player or a guitar player or anything, so we can't match that. Brett, what do you say?
I can't get rid of the flies.
Really?
Ruby Keeler actually lived upstairs. She was a tap dancer.
Okay.
Well, I said a flamenco dancer because I personally knew him. His name was Jose, lived directly on
Mona's cousin.
No, his answer is musician. Loretta, what's
Okay,
yours?
could his musician be a drummer?
No, sorry. We don't know what his musician
Dear
was.
me.
Richard, can you help?
Well, this won't help your musician, but we so far now have trombone, drums, and a trumpet player. Right? We'll open in Vegas Monday.
Don't forget Jose there with the...
No.
Jose is
The pens
unavailable.
go into the carpet.
Okay. Ruta?
Could all those musicians just make a noisy neighbor?
No. So neither player is scored at the end of round one. Let's go to round two. Jill, would you make a selection?
I'll try A again, please.
A again, here it is. Everyone plays again. The private said, "When I look at that sergeant's face long enough, he begins to look a lot like blank."
Would you repeat that?
Yes, the private said.
The private said.
"When I look at that sergeant's face long enough, he begins to look a lot like blank." Are you thinking about that, Jill?
Yes, I am.
All right, we'll call for your answer in a moment or so. As soon as you're ready, Ruta.
Yes, I'm ready. I changed my mind.
Now she's ready. So, Jill, we call on you for your answer.
A lot like a dog.
A lot like
A dog.
a dog. When I look at that sergeant's face long enough, he begins to look a lot like a dog, she said. Maury?
Would you define dog?
A dog.
I said he begins to look a lot like my mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law. Well, okay. Can't match that. She's a dog if I've ever seen one. All right, Brett.
Well, this man that I knew was in the jungle, and he'd been away from home a long time, and he was getting very fond of the sergeant, and he began to look like his wife.
Aha! I
Yes.
see. Okay. Yes, it's beautiful.
It's romantic.
The word sergeant gave it for me, you see, because there was one woman who did more for American servicemen than anyone else, and we just lost her, so I'd like to say hooray for Betty Grable.
Hooray for Betty Grable. Okay, very lovely thought. All right, Loretta, what do you say?
I have a match with Morey, mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law? Okay, her answer is dog. Richard?
Well, I thought that the sergeant started to look like King Kong, who actually is a dog, and we're all afraid to tell him.
Ruta?
Well, it all depends on how long he's been gone and how long he's been looking at the sergeant. And if the sergeant starts looking back, he may look like Raquel Welch.
Okay. So there is no match there, and we've got to hold your question in abeyance. First, we've got to do this. Be right back. All right, we seem to have a little bit of difficulty here matching our celebrities with Jill and Grady. Jill didn't do it either in round one or round two, and now we're going to go to Mr. Grady's question here of round two and see how he does. One match will win the game, Grady Ham. Here it is. Tom hasn't washed his blank in a week.
Did you say lost or washed?
Washed. Tom hasn't washed his blank in a week.
Okay, honey.
Did you hear that? Okay. You cogitate there. Celebrities, are you ready? Okay. Grady, Tom hasn't washed his...
Well, let's say shorts.
His shorts?
Yes.
Let's not.
In a week? You're telling us Tom does his own laundry, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Poor Tom.
Tom hasn't washed his shorts in a week, he says. Morey, what do you say?
He's going to be surprised when they break off at the thighs.
One match wins the game for him. May we see your card, please?
Unbelievable.
Face.
Face. All right, Brett?
Tom must be a bachelor. Feet.
Feet. Okay, Charles. Shorts is his answer.
Well,
What's
get
yours?
your board of directors out, because this will give you a little tip-off on Tom. He hasn't washed his undies.
Is that a match or not? Congratulations. Come on down. Another $100 for you, Tom. Our thanks to Jill for being with us.
Pleasure.
We've got it's a real pleasure meeting you. Good luck to you, Jill. A gift for you backstage. Thank you for being with us on Match Game 73. Yep. Okay, here we go. He says it's like old times. We polled a previous studio audience, got their best response to this. Blank wife. And, you know, the most frequently given answer is worth $500, the next $250, and the third $100. Let's choose three celebrities one at a time.
Well, we've been doing so good this week. Brett?
Brett, how do you do this? Blank wife.
Dumb wife, I guess,
Dumb
is
wife.
about the only
Is the only thing
I
she can think of. Who else do you want to choose?
Ruta?
Blank.
Midwife.
Midwife is hers. All right, you need one more.
Loretta?
Housewife.
Housewife is what Loretta says. So you got dumb wife, housewife, and midwife. You want to choose one of those or give us one of your own? We need an answer now.
House.
Housewife, he says. We are looking for a housewife. May we see the $100 response? Midwife, that was up there, the one that Ruta gave you. Okay, still looking for a housewife. Here is the $250 response. ex-wife. Third and last chance, Grady, to find a housewife. Here we go. The $500 response. You got the $500, and that means you're going to play for $5,000. But first, we've got to tend to some business here, folks. When next we meet, Grady Ham, our current champion, will be back here. He's got $1,550, and he'll have a go at the $5,000 end of the super match. So we hope you'll be able to join us next time. And we thank you for being with us. You were absolutely splendid, and I say this in all sincerity. We couldn't have done it without 6 bodies in those 6 seats.
And we thank you.
Okay, next time we meet, we'll have this galaxy of stars.
Stu Gillum, Brett Summers, Jack Klugman, Stephanie Edwards, Richard Dawson, and Betty White.
Gene Rayburn saying so long from Match Game 73. Join us next time.
Today's consolation prizes are Charm Go Wet, the completely portable gas grill that goes anywhere, constant flame without starter fluids or charcoal, Charm Glow products of Antioch, Illinois. And Spot Stick, the cosmetic touch-up stick that conceals dark circles, blemishes, and lines. For an ideal complexion every day, Spot Stick by Lydia O'Leary. And a supply of Adolph's Meat Marinade works in just 15 minutes to give meat deep down gourmet flavor and juicy tenderness. Adolph's 15-minute meat marinade. This is Johnny Olson speaking for Match Game 73, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. Stay tuned for Secret Storm next over most of the CBS stations.